Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. This is Jennifer. I want to thank everyone for all of your kind thoughts last week. It's been a couple of, honestly, the last month has been really difficult, and the last couple of weeks have been surreal. And I am just now starting to feel like a little bit more like myself. So I just wanted to thank you guys for that. And then I wanted to talk about my show and tell. So first of all, I did finish quilting Joel's birthday quilt, but I'm not going to show it to you guys until she has received it. So I'm going to save that for later. I haven't put the binding on yet, but it is in progress and the quilting is done. As you guys can see on my design wall, I did make another shirt for my husband. This is the Wardrobe by Me Jensen. So it's a different pattern than I used last time. It has a couple of differences, like very specific ones. It has a two-part collar, so it has the stand and the collar, and the tropical shirt just has a collar. You can make this one short sleeve or long sleeve. It has an optional pocket, which the other shirt also has optional pocket, but the collar is different. The sleeves have two options, and the bottom is curved. You may recall that the last time I made him a shirt, which was the tropical shirt, he said he loved that shirt, but he also wanted some curved hem shirts. This has that, but because I was sort of sleepwalking while I was prepping this, I did not double check my measurements, and this shirt is too short. So I made this beautiful shirt out of brand new fabric that I purchased just to make this shirt, and I neglected to double check the length of the shirt. It's shorter, so it's not as long as the tropical shirt, and when my husband put it on, it needs to be 3 to 4 inches longer for him to wear it comfortably. So I have this gorgeous shirt that does not fit him. So I also put the buttons on the wrong side because, again, the last couple of weeks my focus has been a little bit hit or miss. So that's not that big of a deal. I just misread the pattern. It said to put them on the left, and I put them on my visual left instead of on the shirt left. And so not too big of a deal. But now I have this gorgeous shirt, and it does not fit my husband. So I did take a couple of lessons from this. The shoulders fit beautifully. The sleeves are the right length. This was doing the stand. That was really hard for me because I'm just kind of learning to do garments again. I used to sew garments a long time ago. We're talking like before I was a quilter, I did a lot more garment and bag sewing. I made and sold a lot of bags. So I'm kind of relearning a lot of things. I was also getting to know my new machine while I was sewing on the shirt. So it was a learning curve. I learned a lot from it. And now I'm probably going to give it away because, again, it doesn't fit my husband. So I will try to make another shirt for him out of this pattern fairly soon. It wasn't that difficult, and I finished this in about 4 hours. So I'd be happy to make him another one. I'm just a little bummed this one doesn't fit because I love this fabric. It's a Timeless Treasures holiday fabric that I got at my local quilt store. And I had this beautiful accidental pattern matching. I didn't even try to do that. I was so proud of it. And then when I saw that it was too short, just no. But it is what it is. I did do a lot of playing with the new sewing machine. I showed you guys last week that I have a new to me. It was a quilt show demo machine. So I have a new to me Janome Memory Craft 6650. It is a beautiful machine. It had everything I wanted, and it just happens to be red. If you liked that machine and you wanted a different color, there's an Elna version that is sort of a mint green, and there's a Handy Quilter version that is purple. So the same exact machine, different brands. But anyway, I've been learning how to use it. I got it all set up the way I want it. You can go through and change some of the settings, like how fast the needle speeds up when you put her foot down and whether or not it has a beep and just different things like that. So I got all that set up. And then I set up to do a little bit of quilting, but I wanted to play with the stitches first and kind of figure out how the stitches looked and how easy it was to switch between them. So I grabbed some offcuts from another project I had done. So I just started stitching, and here are just some of the ones that I played with. Got some little cats. Those are little hearts, and it even has some built-in words. It does have built-in fonts. I don't know how much I'll use that because I also have an embroidery machine and it's just easier to do that in my design software. But if I just want something simple, like look at that, how cute. I've got little thread spools and I think that's upside down. I got some little hearts. It's got stars and swirls. Here I was playing with to see what it looked like if I did more than one row in case I wanted to use that on small quilting projects. So it has tons of stitches, over 170, including extremely gorgeous and easy to make buttonholes, which I used for this shirt. Had a good time doing that. It was nice just to kind of get to know the machine a little better. I started sewing on it as soon as I got it without reading the manual, without doing anything like that. And so I feel like I know it a little better now. So I am looking forward to using it more. I did not realize how much I missed having a machine that it could go from straight stitch to decorative stitch instantly. I've been sewing on a Juki straight stitch for about 10 years with a second machine for like a second less expensive, smaller machine for my decorative stitches. And I just didn't do it that much because it was such a pain to switch back and forth. And don't get me wrong, I loved sewing on my Juki straight stitch. It's a beautiful machine. And if you just need straight stitches, it sews like a champ. And I did that and I loved it. And I think because I'm quilting a little bit less and doing other things a little bit more, this will work better for what I want. Also, it's better for the space. I'm doing this because it's here. It's better for the space that I have since I rearranged my room. So for a practice project, I decided to quilt an orphan block that I've had hanging on first on my design wall when it was the big design wall on the opposite side of the room, and then I hung it on the side of my shelf when I rearranged the space. Partially, I just wanted to do this to see how the Janome quilted, and I also wanted to do this because I decided I wanted to put something else on my door up here. Back in 2021, when I was running the Fandom and Stitches Year of Doom, so it was multi-fandom quilt along, I had originally planned to make coordinating quilts for myself and my husband. So you saw his bookcase quilt. I finished it. I'll put a link in the description to that if you haven't seen it. I only ever made 3 or 4 blocks for mine, and then I just decided I was good. I've made myself so many other quilts that I love. I just decided I didn't want, at least for now, I didn't want to do that project. So I pulled out a couple of the blocks. Some of them ended up in his quilt, some of them ended up as orphan blocks, and this one was very special. So this was my Talk to Me Tuesday themed block that I had done way back in 2021. So this machine embroidery was done on my PE 770, so just a 5x7, very simple. I've had a couple people ask me if you can do what I did in my larger hoop on a smaller hoop. Absolutely. I did a whole bunch of that quilt in a smaller hoop. So anyway, so this was all done in a 5x7 hoop. This is a shrunk down version of Jennifer Roll's Playful Piecings YouTube symbol from her smartphone quilt along from 1,000 years ago. I don't remember dates anymore, guys. There are too many years. This will be on Fandom and Stitches. You can find it under Games and Tech, I believe, and there's a smartphone category that has her smartphone quilt along that had all the apps and things like that. So that's a shrunk down version of that. And then this block is just one of the Project of Doom bookcase blocks. And I just made it Talk to Me Tuesday themed. So let's see if I can do this in a way that I don't lose my light. I have swapping near and far because swapping is a thing we have done over the years on Talk to Me Tuesday. Comments revealed. Live journal, a humble beginning, because Talk to Me Tuesday started as a live journal group. Crafting friends since 2009. That is when Talk to Me Tuesday started. Win Some WordPress, our website where all of our different Talk to Me Tuesdayers post our videos on a regular basis. That is going to be on WordPress. And then Talk to Me Tuesday is this block here. So very happy with this. I just pulled a random piece of fabric out of my blue drawer because it's exploding. And I quilted this on my Janome. I tried a couple of different things. I got a couple of little rat's nests, not too bad, but that's really just learning curve for me. And because this is for me and it's just going to be hanging on this door, I decided not to worry about it. I'm happy with that. I picked the yellow binding because I wanted to kind of reverse this. So the burgundy background. This is actually grunge fig, and then I did a bright yellow binding. Not sold on the yellow binding. You guys let me know what you think, because it didn't take me long to bind this and I'm tempted to redo it. So I would love your opinion on that. All of these mini quilts, wall hangings, whatever you would like to call them, all of them are hung with 3M command strip little hooks, and I will put a little close up of that. So I used that with a T-pin just to make something for that little hook to hold on to. And I've been opening and closing this door like crazy, and they are not falling off. I haven't had any problems. So I didn't have to worry about damaging the door, and I didn't have to add anything additional to these to make them hang. So I was really happy with that. I want to take a moment to thank all of my coffee supporters. I've had a couple of new people pop up. I also have super thanks on my YouTube channel. So if that's a thing you want to do, I appreciate that. That helps pay for Sew Hooked, which that payment just went through for another year, and it helps pay for Fandom and Stitches, which, and for anyone who doesn't know, Fandom and Stitches is the free fandom website that I run, and it is entirely free. We don't have ads on the website. We don't charge for anything. I pay for it. So anything that comes to my coffee, I put all of that towards my websites. So I really appreciate that. And if you have been a supporter, thank you. And if you just watch and you like and subscribe, that's also supports me. So I appreciate that as well. You guys have a really wonderful week. Have a crafty week. Hug the ones you love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.